Me up. And if we're lucky enough, I think we've got James Kilbane live on the line to us all the way from County Mayo. Good evening, James.
Hello, Martin, and hello to all the listeners over there in Manchester.
Well, great to hear from you, James. And
thanks very much, Martin.
I'll tell you what, James, you're coming through loud and clear. Where are you tonight?
I'm here in the beautiful town of Westport in County Mayo. It was voted last year, wasn't it, the most perfect place to live in all of Ireland, and it is a beautiful, beautiful place. It's a great place for the setting, and we're on the 8th year of the Legendre show. The Gráinne show. We're here tonight in the theatre.
Well, absolutely. And of course, talking about Westport, if you've never been to Westport, it's a beautiful, beautiful town to go. It's got everything.
It has everything. It has everything.
It's really a nice place to be. And it's a lovely place for you to live around there, James. No wonder you never want to come to see us in Manchester.
Well, I've from time to time I've been over there, not in Manchester, been to Birmingham and Edinburgh, and originally I come from London myself.
Yep. Well,
so I'm a Londoner born, but I have family over there as well in the Manchester area, and we would see them quite regularly. And you know, there's a big connection with Mayo and Manchester there, and that's wonderful because the people keep coming back. But yes, Westport's a fantastic town. It's a tremendous place, and you know, I'm delighted this is the 8th year of the Gráinne show.
Yeah,
and it's been very much established here in Westport and for Mayo and for around the country. That so many people come when they and join us here. It's nearly a sellout from once the season starts.
Now, look, we know that you're one of the major stars of the show, and of course a lot surrounds you in the show and everything.
Oh,
but give us a little idea what the show is like.
Well, the show is about Grace OMalley, the great leader that was here in the west of Ireland, and you know, it's been adapted to a modern stage. There's some wonderful songs. There's artists, world championship dancers with Roisin Tymony and you know, just the musicians as well. Between all the musicians, they've got 7 or 8 All-Ireland titles. You know, there's salsa dancing, there's Shanos dancing. Some of you might have ever heard of the Cunningham family. They're wonderful, well known for their Shanos
very
dancing.
Well known.
So it with world champion figure dancers, you know, people who have been on the stages of Lord of the Dance and River Dance. It really is. It's an amazing show. It's got salsa, it's got Latino, it's got traditional Irish, it's got Shanos, it's got Irish songs, you know, fantastic musicians. It really is worth going to see when it starts in June. So we're midway through, we're kind of coming towards the centre of the season. And you know, it's the 8th year we've done it here in Mayo. We do about 500 people a week from the beginning of June right up until the end of September. It really is an established show and an award-winning show, and I'm just delighted to be a part of it and to be surrounded and be involved with such a marvellous cast of people.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Now, you're always in Mayo, you're always brought, of course, the show comes from the Westport Town Hall, but I believe tomorrow night, you're on the move.
Well, we actually are, and I believe it's a sold-out show. The word just came through there now that we're travelling to Ballina tomorrow evening, so delighted to be doing that, and maybe it's a start to bigger and larger. We might even make our way over to Manchester at some stage soon,
we'd love that.
Birmingham and the whole northeast and northwest of England. There, it would be wonderful to do that. And yes, it's sold out tomorrow night in Ballina, which is delighted, and we've got a great crowd here. It's the season here in Westport as well, so you know, all good, Martin.
And is this the first time you've taken it outside of Westport? You know, to other towns?
Well, we have done smaller the presentation and for different events and festivals on occasions. We've been down in Clare, we've been Dublin, we've been in various different where the show the play would be kind of edited down. This will be the first full time we're in another theatre running the show as from start to finish. Yes.
Yeah, but for any of our listeners now, of course, we've got a big Mayo contingent here in Manchester, indeed here in Britain and London and Birmingham as well. But for people going home, not just Mayo people going to the west of Ireland.
Anybody, if you've got friends and relatives in America, Canada, Australia, this is a show. Germany, Finland. This is a show that just isn't a local show. this is a real international show with an international cast.
Yeah.
A huge amount of the cast are from the county, but Mayo has that talent. And you know, all of us are independently involved in music and dance on an international stage. When the season finishes next week, I'm going to be in the States over the weekend. I'll go back and forth. I know some of the other artists will be, and musicians will be touring, heading to Japan. They're going to be going to China, you know, New Zealand. Lots of them have pieces and time filled in their diary once the season is over. But we all come together because this is a tremendous show to be. And actually, it's the most year, I believe, that it has this international dimension that we will be able to bring it onto greater and bigger stages.
Yeah, and of course this Gráinne Mhaol show, I believe that it's Pearse O'Reilly's baby, this, isn't it? Because this was his brainchild. He kick-started some 8 or 9 years ago.
I remember the day, just like as if it was yesterday, Martin, when Pearse approached me and he says, James, I've got an idea. Yeah. I got to know Pearse from really, and Mairead from really once they came in, and I've been involved. And yes, he approached me with the idea of Gráinne Mhaol. And you know, it has evolved. There's certain parts of it that are there since the very beginning, but it has evolved.
Of course,
you know, the arrangements, the storyline. It has evolved, but it really is a great, tremendous show, and people should try to make it to the Ireland's Pirate Queen. Please do check it out online, and I believe as well you've got some VIP tickets to give away for the show over the coming weeks.
We have indeed.
For your listeners.
Well, we have indeed, James, and thank you for mentioning that. We have some VIP tickets, and we'll probably be doing them next Wednesday or certainly the Wednesday after, and we're hoping that, you know, the lucky winners will go along and say hello to you as well. I'm sure you'll have great
Absolutely, welcome. I'd be delighted to see them, because we always enjoy meeting the folks afterwards and giving them the opportunity, and us to have the opportunity to say hello and thank them for coming and joining the show. But I was just going to say there, please do, if anybody is hearing this for the first time, please do check out Ireland's Pirate Queen, The Legend of Gráinne Mhaol. Make sure you check it out online, because there's lots of videos, there's various different things, and a lot of the cast also. You'll be able to find a lot of the music there and the songs there. Just like I perform You Raised Me Up. You know, there's other songs. I don't know what you're going to play next, but there's several songs that people will identify with, and you know, it's contemporary, and at the same time we also work it in a way that you know, there's a strong traditional element of the time around the story as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, James, tell us about, other than tomorrow night, you're going to be based at Westport Town Hall all during the rest of the summer. For people going home and that wants to go to the show, you're going to be...
That's right, Wednesday and Thursday night, with the exception of next week, we're in Ballina tomorrow night. Tomorrow night we're in Ballina, but every other night then, Wednesday and Thursday, we're in the Town Hall Theatre in the heart of Westport, just off the Octagon. And you certainly go online. If anybody's coming over, staying in Westport or in the surrounding areas, make sure to book your tickets, because you can book them online from the theatre website. Yeah. Just Google the name of the show and you will be able to... certainly you'll be able to find your way to it, or go on to the Westport theatre.com, I think is the website.
It is. I've got it here. It's www.westporttheatre.com.
Yes, and you will find the link then for the show for The Legend of Gráinne Mhaol every Wednesday and Thursday. It is a super show, Martin, and we're doing it for 8 years and packing it out year after year after year. Like, I remember the day that Pearse came to me and was excited and telling me about this great idea him and Mairead were working on. And I was delighted to get involved in the initial beginning, and, you know, it's been a roller coaster ever since, and tremendous artists, tremendous musicians. It's a great show.
Well, it is, and you just cast my mind back there, James, because, of course, myself and yourself has great old friendship, because you and we worked on the very first live broadcast that Irish TV done here in Britain, in London, about maybe
we were over for the match.
We were, and all that, and you were on the show and I was, and and Pearson Murray, then that's 4 or 5 years ago probably now.
Well, I'd have to say, and I always find that even in Birmingham now, there's a great diaspora, and down in London, it was wonderful being over there for the match at that time, because it was a special moment, and you know the hype and the build up around it was just super. And I remember singing on the night, and just the great buzz, and everybody looked after us so well down there in Ruislip in the club. And you know, we had memories of that night, and it was really a super night, and it went across really, really well. It was a great outside broadcast and across from England, and people were watching right across the UK and here in Ireland.
James, it's always great to speak to you. I know you're on stage at 8 o'clock. We'll be dropping in to see you, please God, in August time, and we'll say hello to you, and we'll go along there for a night at Westport Town Hall.
Look forward to it, Martin, yourself and Annette, and look forward to seeing you and all your listeners there. Do make sure to check us out, and for the Grania Whale show here in Westport. It's a super show, and if you're visiting the west of Ireland, Galway, Leitrim, Roscommon, really in a sense we're only 45 minutes or an hour up the road if you're travelling in that region. And certainly, you know, within the Mayo region, the show is a must see. It's a show that, you know, it's just one of the must see shows because we're doing it 8 years. It's a super show. And please God, at some stage in the near future as well, we might be bringing it over to Manchester.
Well, we really hope so, and we'd love to cover that here with Irish TV. If you come to Manchester, we'll cover it here, and we'll give it some exposure as well for the people that's not able to go to the show. But anyway, that's for the future, James. Great to speak to you. We'll see you soon. God bless you, and thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Martin. Thanks for the opportunity. Slán to all your listeners. God bless.
Bye.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.